York, big city of dreams.
I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.
Woo! What's going on? This is JLS from Nick of Time Show here. Give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And it's about that time of year, guys. You know what time it is, guys? It is rumor time. Rumor season is around the corner and it's already started. Listen, when did trade start, guys? I think the 13th? Is it the 13th? The 15th, right? I think trade season starts at 15th.
December 15th.
December 15th, you can actually start to make trades, and you know what that means. The trade rumors are flying, and some big rumors have been flying around today. But before we even talk about it, let me introduce my guys. First and foremost, we have my guy from the YouTube channel across the street. I call him the Raw Metaphor. It is the Raw Hebrew Remnant. What's going on, Raw?
What's up, my brothers? How y'all doing today?
Good, man. We doing good, man. Despite the Knicks losing, we holding it together. And it's hope because you know what it is. It's trade season. We got hope in trade season. And, of course, you already know it is the man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G is in the building.
Damn right. He's in the building, all right? Now, let's talk about it, man. Big news in Knicks Twitter land, NBA land. You all, of course, you know, there's been the Ben Simmons saga that's been looming over the 76ers head for a long time now. And we already knew when his trade season's coming, you knew his name was going to be involved in a bunch of trade rumors, and now it is time. It just been reported that a number of teams are now interested in trading for the aforementioned Ben Simmons. The teams that are interested now, has been reported, are the Knicks, Lakers, Timberwolves, Trailblazers, Kings, Pacers, Cavs. That's pretty much half the NBA. So, of course, when that stuff like that happens, what does Knicks Nation do and what does Knicks Twitter do? We get to fighting. So now it's time to get to fighting. You know what I mean?
Yep.
As you know, guys, the Knicks have been struggling defensively since the departure of who should not be named, Alfred Payton, and and Reggie Bullock. And also, we have struggled to kind of reach any continuity within the offense. Ben Simmons is a guy who specializes in both of those things, defense and ball distribution. So my question to you guys, and I know a lot of you guys have a lot to say about it because there was a show going on before the show started. I'm telling you, there was like whole conversations happening before this thing even started. But I'm gonna start it off with Raw since Raw is ready to rip and run. Raw, let me know, how do you feel about Ben Simmons being available? Do you feel like the Knicks should make a play for Ben Simmons?
Well, the thing is let me just start with this. If Shams had not reported it, I would not be paying attention to it because there's only three outlets. It's Shams, Ian Begley,
Rax,
or Wojnarowski. So if one of those are not reporting it, I'm not paying attention to it. But the fact that Ian Begley and Shams have both mentioned it, I got to think it's legit. And what they mentioned is the Knicks are interested. Okay, the Knicks are interested. So now you ask me, do I think it's a good move? I think it can potentially be a very good move. Depending on what your structure is at the end of it. So just to answer that question, yes, I think the Knicks should pursue it. Let me put it that way.
Okay. Oh, okay. Cool. Ryan, do you feel like the Knicks should pursue the move for Ben Simmons?
Well, I'm with Raw from the standpoint of if Shams, Woj, or anybody didn't mention that the Knicks were going after Ben Simmons, it was one of those trades where it wasn't even on the radar for me because Ben Simmons is in the middle. It's not even in the middle. He's like on the first year of like a contract where he's earning like around 160, I think.
177.
Yeah, 177 for about 4 seasons. So right there, you look at the numbers, it's really hard to trade a player who's on the first year of that contract. It's not like Ben Simmons is on the third year or the last year. So that adds a bit of difficulty to it. And then when you've been hearing rumors earlier in the season about who the Sixers are trying to go after for them to trade Ben Simmons, the names that popped up are like Damian Lillard. They even discuss maybe with the Nets, Kyrie Irving, maybe James Harden, somebody like that to pair with Joel Embiid. And when you look at the Knicks roster, you're like, the Knicks don't really have that caliber of a player. So if that's what they're really looking for, can the Knicks really pull off that trade? But, you know, the fact that the Knicks are interested, it's like, we have to talk about it, you know what I mean? Because it's involving the Knicks, and the Knicks basically, you know, said, you know, they sent their guys out there and be like, look, we're interested. Let the sports world know this is what it is. But of course, if the opportunity popped up to trade for Ben Simmons, I'd definitely do it, because I feel like Ben Simmons is somebody that the Knicks are missing at the moment.
Yo, Ben Simmons is a guy. It's funny. I admire defenders. I admire high IQ guys. I've always found it hard for me personally to get over point guards who can't shoot in the NBA, because I feel like in the end of game situations, when the game gets tight and people start to drop off more, it gets hard to win. So I kind of feel like Ben Simmons is a guy who's going to help us, who will help us win more games if we made a trade. And if we did make a trade, we have to make subsequent trades to kind of balance out our team to kind of fit Ben Simmons' play style, because you have to have four shooters around him. Like you can't then say, all right, we're going with Mitchell Noel at the 5. You have to go after like a Miles Turner or a Mo Bamba or a stretch 5 at that point, because in that point he just needs room to operate. So it's hard for me to go all the way yes on Ben Simmons for that reason. And also, I question his heart, man. I'm not even gonna lie. I question his heart. Like I know there's organization. I know the organization did him kind of dirty with the public criticism. Like you don't throw your player under the bus during the playoffs. It kind of amplifies the situations into a bad situations. But the other things that kind of worry me is if you're in the league for like 4 or 5 years straight and you attempt 0.2 3-pointers a game, and you know you're a point guard and people are begging you to shoot, and you can't even attempt a shot a game, it makes me think, do you have the mentality, that no fear mentality, to take your game to the next level, especially if I'm paying you $40 million?
Bruh, wait. Okay. Let's talk about Ben Simmons. Mm-hmm. In a macro sense.
Okay.
He's 25 years old. He has been all NBA. He has been 2-time all defense. Mm-hmm. He has been a 3-time all-star. That's without a jump shot.
Right.
Okay. His first couple of years in the league, he didn't even attempt a 3-pointer. Never attempted one. Mm-hmm. And he was Rookie of the Year, all NBA, all defense. So, yes, Mitchell Robinson is playing on the second unit. Not playing the first unit. So, yeah, Nerlens Noel would be out, but that's cool. Okay, because we still got Mobb Deep intact. So they back off Ben Simmons. What does he do? He backs you down until he gets in the paint. Now, he's not Julius Randle. He's not going to back in the paint and get double-teamed and turn it over. Mm. He's going to find somebody. Your defense automatically becomes better because he can guard all 5 guys on the floor. He's still 25 years old. I'm not saying he's going to ever become Stephen Curry.
No,
but I'm saying, look, give this kid some time. I think to me, the Knicks are not winning a championship this year.
Nope.
So, but what he does, he automatically puts us in the upper echelon of the Eastern Conference. He automatically does that. So, to me, with that type of we don't have anybody on our team with any type of resume like that. You don't have anybody like that.
I agree with you.
You get this guy, and yes, you're paying him, $30 million up until I think he goes into his final couple of years, 30, 35, 38, and 40. I'm rolling it. You're going to take a risk, whoever you get in this scenario. To me, this is the perfect storm. You got a superstar that wants out. He's only 25 years old. Yes, does he have flaws in his game? He definitely does. Mm-hmm. But does he make the Knicks better? He does. Right off the bat, as soon as he steps on the court. Okay. Now, you don't like you said, you can't put him in there with Mitchell Robinson.
You can't put him in there, yeah. With
you can't.
Noel either.
Mitchell Robinson, no, but Mitchell Robinson is coming off the bench, so you could put him in there with Grimes and Burks and RJ, and if you're playing Obi or you're playing Randle, depending on who we trade him for, you could put him out there with all of them guys. And not only that, if you do keep Randle in this scenario, and this is just a scenario, Randle knows he's not going to be dribbling the ball up as point forward. That's Ben Simmons' ball now. He knows that. Mm. So I like the deal all the way around. I like the idea of building around him. Now we just focus on defense and shooters. He takes care of the defensive side. Now think about this. If let's say we had to trade Randle. Let's use that. We got to get rid of somebody. Let's say it was Randle. Right. So you're going to have Ben Simmons, Obi Toppin, Alec Burks, RJ Barrett, Quentin Grimes. Damn, I mean that's a defensive unit right there. That's right. A defensive unit. So I mean, they guard the three. They guard from the basket to the three. Now they don't have the rim protection that you would want on an elite level, but daggone it, man. That's a defensive team, and you still got IQ, D Rose coming off the bench. You still, if you keep Fournier, you got Fournier in the second unit. You still got Mitchell Robinson in the second. Man, I don't know. I'm liking that.
I feel you. It's like, I think you want to come in right. Like it makes sense in certain spaces, basketball wise, for sure, right? Because you have your guy who can play defense, you can set people up, and that definitely makes sense. I'm still worried about the culture of what Ben Simmons is. I still have doubts about that. I do not deny his talent whatsoever. I do not deny his talent whatsoever. He does need to get better. He does need to be a better shooter. I'm not always sure where his head at is all the time. Like when you're playing in the playoffs and you have to score on a guy in Trey Young who's like 6 feet 5'11", and you're like a whole foot taller than he is, and you can't take advantage of that. Stuff like that worries me. Like it does.
I hear you got legit, but I mean, you got legit concerns. But I'm just saying, heck, I mean, I don't know, man. I like this guy in a team where you want to improve your defense, and you got some young studs that's coming up. I like this guy, man. I want him.
Right.
I want him. Now, the thing is that now we got competition, so we got to talk about the competition too.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead,
and I just want to throw it right quick. And I know Ben Simmons has flaws offensively, mainly when it comes to scoring. I'm not giving up on Ben Simmons as a scorer yet because there's a disconnect with Ben Simmons because I'll watch pickup games of Ben Simmons, and he's shooting the ball from deep, he's scoring the ball from deep, and he's aggressive in pickup games. So I don't think he's scared to really shoot in games. There's some type of disconnect. I don't know what's going on in Philly as to why he doesn't take a lot of jumpers or he doesn't shoot the ball, whatever the case may be. It might be something mental with him where it's like he's just hesitant to take shots within games. And I feel like that's something that can be corrected if they have the right sports psychologist with him or whatever the case may be. Because like I said, I don't know what's going on in Philly and as to why he hasn't improved in that aspect. But I mean, if he can just play and pick up games against other NBA players and take shots and stuff and making them from deep and this and that. I mean, he has the ability to do it. It's just a matter of trying to figure out what's blocking him from doing it in games.
Yeah, I mean,
so I'm not giving up.
Sorry, go ahead.
My fault. Yeah, I'm not giving up on Ben Simmons as a scorer as of yet, but I do agree with a lot of what Ross said because Ben Simmons, if the Knicks were to bring in Ben Simmons, automatically, I think that would make the Knicks one of the top defensive teams in the league. Just for the simple fact he can guard 1 to 5. And then on top of that, like we've been crying the longest for a playmaker, somebody who can handle the ball and can get other guys open shots, which is what Ben Simmons pretty much specializes in. So just the fact that he has those two skill sets, if the Knicks were to pull off something where they bring in Ben Simmons and they surround him with the right players, that could potentially be a great thing for the Knicks.
Man, listen, the ceiling for Ben Simmons is high if he wants it to be. Like, for me, I don't trust. I don't trust these park runs, dog. I don't trust Black Ops. I don't trust. Dennis Smith Jr. has been wet from Blast Ops for years, and he's come to.
Mr. Robinson was hitting threes.
Exactly. I don't trust none of that stuff.
Yeah, but look, last year was an aberration in terms of how bad he was in the playoffs. It was an aberration, and you got a couple of things. Number one, Joel Embiid was calling him out publicly, and then Doc Rivers called him out publicly.
Right.
That's like your own teammates not being behind you, man. And let me ask you this: here's an important question. Is he dating a Kardashian? I'm serious. Is he?
Not that we know of.
Okay, as long as there's no Kardashian involved, and I think he'll be all right. So eventually, he'll be good. Not only that, think about this. Here's a all-NBA player with a chip on his shoulder with something to prove.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, let's talk about people throwing all kinds of – I'm not giving up none of my nuggets. I'm not giving up RJ. I'm not giving up Mitchell Robinson. I'm not giving up Obi. I'm not giving up Quick. I'm not giving up D Rose. I'm not giving up Burks. I'm not giving up none of them cats. Who else? I'm not giving up Grimes. I'm not giving up McBride. Nope.
That's a lot to not give up, bro.
I'm not giving up none of that. I'm not. But see, look, this is the thing. When we talk about the competition, we could bring this up. The money's got to work.
Definitely.
The money's got to work.
Definitely.
Is
unmuted.
You got a combination. You got Julius Randle, you got Evan Fournier, Kemba, and then you could throw in one of them $10 million guys. But the money's got to work, and nobody that has a top 25 player has the draft picks that we have except New Orleans. That's it.
Yeah, we just lost Ryan, so hopefully Ryan was able to get back in here while the going is good. And I did not expect to use this screen, so let me switch out this plate real quick. Because this is not the Bucks game. I didn't set up for the 2-player screen, so yeah. But yeah, you know what? Why I fixed this up? I agree with you, man. Listen, and we're gonna talk about trade possibilities a little bit later. To me, it's like I don't know how you do this trade without Julius Randle. Like you either give half your team, or you give Julius Randle because he's making $20 million a year. He's the only one sniffing the 30 to 40 million that he's making. So I feel like
he's the only guy.
Yeah.
Not only that, he's the only guy that's top 25 that we have that's top 25.
Right. And Sharon,
he's the only guy.
And I think Sharon mentioned this too. I think Julius Randle doesn't he have like a no trade clause or something where he has to.
I'm looking at his contract right now. I want to see if he has that. I'm looking at his contract. $4 million guarantee, incentives. I don't see a no trade. I'm looking at his contract on Spotrac. I don't see a no trade clause.
Okay, but while we're looking for that, we got callers up who want to talk. We got 3 callers up. So first caller up, let us know what your name is and where you're from. And Rodney Sandin, I'll shout you out in a second. Thank you for the super chat. All right.
This is Jason. Am I in?
Yes, you are. Go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, this is Jason from Lower East Side, Manhattan.
What's going on, man?
I was just down there this past weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a few things to say about this topic. First off, I want to say that this trade, there's probably nothing going to happen because even if we want to make the trade, Daryl Morey wants way too much for Ben Simmons. Like, if he were to trade one, he'd be like, I want Randle and 3 or 4 first-round picks, and he, unprotected, something crazy.
Right.
So I don't think this trade's really going to happen, first off, so we don't need to, Knicks Twitter's crazy. Everyone's fucking killing each other.
It's a bloodbath for the day.
I don't know about your curse. Sorry about cursing. Everyone's killing each other over a trade that's not really going to happen.
Well, let me put it this way. A trade has to happen because he wants out of Philly. So a trade has to happen.
Yeah, but a trade to the Knicks?
Well, who else
doesn't have to happen.
Who do you got? He's going somewhere. So who's going to?
Yeah, but why does he have to come to the Knicks?
Why not?
Because Daryl Morey's going to want way too much for him.
Yeah, but he's going to want way too much from everybody. He's not going to get it.
I know, and eventually, and I just don't think he's going to trade him unless he gets something crazy.
Well, he's got to trade him because he's not coming. He's paying him $35 million right now, so he's gonna trade him. And the question is, now you're right. He's if you were him, you'd ask for the world too. Of course you would. But what you're going to be realistic and say, okay, what are you really going to get? What are you really going to get for him? Are you going to get the New Orleans going to give you Brandon Ingram? I don't know. Does Minnesota going to give you Anthony Edwards? No. They're not going to give you Cat either. So what are you going to get for him?
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's the other thing I wanted to say. I would trade for Ben Simmons. I know I'm saying I wouldn't trade for him now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying I would trade for him if there was a right deal available. And what I would say is this: it just goes to show you how bad a lot of the Knicks players have been this year. Because the fact is, early in the summer, none of us would have traded Julius Randle for him.
No.
And I think right now I would trade Julius Randle. I would even trade Mitch. And it just goes to show you how bad they've been. And the fact that I wouldn't even worry about, I'm not saying I would trade RJ, but I wouldn't worry about how it affects RJ because RJ has been terrible this year. And I thought RJ was going to be great. So I think it just goes to show you the fact that, a lot of people in the chat are saying, oh, well, Ben Simmons is scared in New York. He chokes in the playoffs. And what did Julius Randle do in the playoffs last year? And what has Julius Randle done to show that he's made for New York? Because last I'm seeing, he's playing terrible in New York right now.
Yeah, I feel you, but at least he takes a shot. He ain't scared to shoot.
And what do you say when he takes that shot? You no.
That's too.
How many times you screaming at the TV every time he takes one of those crazy setbacks, right?
No, I'm screaming at TV when he dribbles the ball up.
Man, I'd rather talk somebody from jumping off the ledge than having to push somebody. I feel like having to push somebody is a whole different mentality than telling somebody to stay on the ledge for a second. You know what I'm saying? Because to me that's to me that's a confidence thing. I feel like it's harder to build confidence and easier to reel somebody in my opinion. That's just me.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I don't. Look, I'm not saying nothing needs to happen right away. First off, by the way, the Knicks can't trade Randle to the 3rd.
Right.
February 3rd is when he's.
That's right.
Yeah.
February 3rd.
But I'm willing to give him more time, but he's been really bad.
Yeah.
And it's not just his play; it's the way his teammates play with him. It's I don't know, man. They just don't. Even when he's hitting shots, it don't look right. I don't know.
Yeah, here's the main problem is this: that the front office went out this summer to get the Knicks playmakers to take the ball out of Randle's hands.
Right.
See, I don't actually agree with that.
But that's true. They've said it in press conferences that they were trying to get extra playmakers because they feel like
but if that was the case, they would have went for more of a pass first players. They were looking for shooters, guys that could make plays, but mostly shooters.
They were looking for both.
And I think they could have if they really wanted a playmaker, they would have went and got DeMar DeRozan. And I didn't want them to get DeMar DeRozan for the record because I wanted the Knicks to. I wanted RJ Barrett and Julius Randle to still have a lot of the playmaking and a lot of the offense. They've just been bad. So
I'm saying they're looking for both. They were looking for playmakers who can shoot. And they were saying that in the offseason. I'm not making it up. They were saying that in the offseason.
No, I'm saying, but none of the guys they got were great passers.
Right, but Playmaking is a career point guard who's been averaging over 5 assists a game for his career. So it's not like he's like an inept playmaker.
But would you ever thought Kemba Walker was a great passer?
It doesn't matter. That's different from a scoring point guard than a scoring point guard who can make plays. As long as he was a scoring point guard his whole career, he was still able to make plays, and that's what I'm saying. They wanted somebody else to take the load off him from making plays, and that hasn't happened. So now he's reverting back to his old role, and everybody is kind of pissed that he's reverting back to his old role because the new pieces we brought in just aren't working.
Here's my take. I think a lot of people, and look, I'm not trying to absolve the front office because they made choices and the choices didn't work, so they got to live with those choices. But what I would say is this. I think nobody's giving Randle a pass because Randle's getting killed. But people are giving RJ Barrett a pass, and to a certain extent, like what you said about, they screwed up Julius Randle, I think that's just on Randle and RJ Barrett themselves. If you're a good player, it doesn't matter if they bring in another guy who he takes a few more shots. You're a good player. And I just think the biggest issue with the Knicks is them two and Fournier have just been terrible.
Yeah.
And I don't know any way around it without those guys playing well.
I'm not buying crapping on RJ like that. He's 21 in his third year. I'm not doing that.
I don't want to.
No, I'm not. Look, Raw, I'm not saying he's going to be terrible forever, but this year he's been terrible. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And I wouldn't even say he's been terrible. He's shooting 35%.
No, he's been raw. Look at his shooting percentages. What is his field goal percentage from two?
From 2, let me see. I don't know.
He's not
It's
finishing
really
at the,
bad.
He's not finishing at the rim well whatsoever.
It's terrible. Like the other day, the reason I say giving him a pass is because did you think he played well against not his last game? You think he played well?
His last
the last
game
where he scored 32
against Toronto.
Toronto.
He scored 19 against Toronto. He wasn't bad against.
Yeah,
but
he
he was 5 of 16, and everyone's talking about him like he had such a good game. No, 5 of 16 is a good game.
I mean,
what
you want him to shoot 60% every night? What?
I mean, it's good game.
I want him to shoot
he's shooting
close
40%
to more than 40%.
He's shooting 40% from the floor. He's shooting 35% from 3 right now.
Yeah, hold on a second. I'm sorry. We got 6 callers lined up. I would love to talk.
Yeah,
to
they
the
got.
baby.
Yeah, I'll go. Thanks for letting me rock, though. I would just say that yes, I would do the Ben Simmons deal if it was a good deal. But the fact that I would do the deal just goes to show you how bad a lot of our players have been playing. Because earlier in the year, I would have told you, hell no.
Right.
Representing Lower East Side Avenue D.
Well,
yeah.
But shout out
Avenue
to
D, sir, that's actually where I live.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was thinking. Avenue D.
But thanks for
man. Have a good one, guys.
All right, man. You too. We could have debated with him for the rest of the show because I had counterpoints and counterpoints for everything you just said. But 6 callers in. Show must go on. We got to get to the rest to the rest of these callers.
I'm actually mad I missed the whole conversation. I came in for like half of it.
Yeah, man. All I gotta say is, man, even if Randle's involved in this trade, he's gonna have until February to prove himself. And if he figures it out in February, you never know. They might pull a freaking remember the Knicks had a trade going on with Kyle Lowry, and then all of a sudden Kyle Lowry started playing well, and then Masai Ujiri pulled out the trade. That might have something like that could happen too if we can't trade Randle.
Just to let y'all know, now there's no trade clause, but there is a 15% trade kicker.
Oh, trade kicker, okay.
For Julius Randle, yeah, but that's no problem. I mean, he's getting $23 million, so you're gonna have to give up another $3 million, right? So it's no problem. So that's not gonna stop anything.
Yeah, it'll hit us in we're over the cap a little bit, so it'll hit us in the salary cap a little bit. Plus taking on Ben's salary, but I guess we have to deal with that. Next, we got a lot of calls. We got a lot of calls, but first of all, before we get to the calls, let me acknowledge the super chats. Shout out to DJ Dax, who sends a $5 super chat. Says if we're gonna trade Randle, we might as well blow it all up. This speculation is nonsense.
No, that's not true. Don't trip.
All right, blow it all up. He's just like screw it.
No need for the suicide pill.
He said nah. None of that been Latin. Okay, shout out to Ronnie Seven. He sends a $5 super chat. He says, I'd rather spend less money on Turner to make the team better than take the expensive chance with Ben, build around money. Is that what we're doing? So he just feels like Ben is costing too much money. Might as well just go after Miles Turner.
Well, you know what? I'll take Turner if we don't have to give up Mitch for him.
I feel like
if
Mitch
you
man.
If you starting Turner and you keeping Mitch coming in with Mobb Deep, I'll do that.
I think he got to be gone if Turner. I can't see it. I can't see it.
I mean, they can have Nerlens Noel. I'll give him Evan Fournier and Nerlens Noel. You can have both of them.
I think Mitch is gone, man.
Oh yeah. If the Pacers accept that, their front office is definitely smoking crack.
I'll take it. Here's the pipe. Here's stuff. Take Nerlens Noel. Take Evan Fournier and bring Mr. Turner over here. I'll take that.
I'm not going to lie. If we do Turner, I think I would trade Mitch, man. As long as it doesn't include OB and IQ. IQ, Grimes, and RJ, I would do Mitch.
I'm not giving up none of my.
I would do Mitch in the pick.
Because I think we could get.
If they do that,
I think we can get Ben without giving up our Nuggets. I'll give up picks. I don't want to give up the guys we already drafted. I'll give up picks.
If they're
picks.
If they're asking for a top 25 player, they're gonna want players and picks. That's just the way they see it.
Well, if you're giving up Julius Randle, you can give him up with picks now.
Yeah, or half the team with picks.
Hell no.
That's the thing. This is what they. Or they can go CJ McCollum.
Turner, that's my price. I'm not giving up Mitch Rob. Sorry, bye. Mitch Rob's my boy, man. I'm not giving up Mitch Rob. No.
All right. Next caller
up.
With
my Knicks guys, man. That's my guy. We drafted him, man.
I feel you, but
yeah.
Now, we'll talk about this later. Next caller up. Let us know what your name is and where you from.
Yeah, what's going on, fellas? It's JT.
What's going on,
JT,
JT?
what's up?
Hey, man.
Not much. Welcome back, Raw.
Thank
just
you,
real
my
quick,
brother.
I'm getting rid of Mitchell Hart before we get Turner because we got Sims coming off the bench. We can just sign him. We can just sign him full time just on that. This deal with Simmons, one, it ain't. I don't think we gonna do it because I don't know if he's gonna be on the market till February, and that's when we can move Randle and Fournier. Right. So if we try to do anything now, the only pieces we can move is Noel, Burks, Rose, and RJ. And I don't really know unless if a team is
Fournier now. We can move Fournier now.
He was a sign and trade. I thought we had to wait till February.
I was looking at the hoop site, and they had Fournier in a list of players that could be dealt on the 15th.
Okay. Well,
yeah. We were talking about that behind the scenes.
So I don't know if any of those players are big enough pieces for Philly to take on to get for us to get Simmons because we have to move all of that in order for the cap to work.
All right.
So, but also I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't invest that much into Ben Simmons. Reason being because I would only do that if that's going to bring us a championship. I don't think it's going to because Ben, he needs the ball. He needs the ball in his hands, and he's shown multiple times that he wants that by any means necessary. So like when Jimmy Butler was on Philly, they were winning when the ball was in Butler's hands, but Ben Simmons wasn't with it. Hence why Jimmy Butler is no longer in Philly.
Right.
So I don't see Ben's attitude changing, even though he's got a chip on his shoulder. The only thing I think is going to end up happening is he's going to end up shooting more. But I don't think that mentality is going to change because, for God's sake, he's not playing in Philly. So it shows that he's not willing to change.
Oh,
so
I don't know, man.
You
think at age 25 he can't change?
Come on, the man won Rookie of the Year when he wasn't a rookie. I'm going to keep harping on that.
Take it off the table. Let's take the Rookie of the Year off the table. He's still all NBA. He's still 3-time All-Star.
Raw, the talent ain't the question. It's the personality. That's what it is for me.
You're concerned with his attitude. You're concerned with his attitude.
You sound like me.
Yes, because we're not. Because you got to think about it. Everything we're going to give up for him, there's going to be picks. So what is that? What are we getting in the long run? Are we going to extend him and have him a 10-year Knick? But if that's the case, his game is going to have to change. It's going to require us to win a championship. So as of right now, I don't know about that. But I mean, you're paying that much for what? You're not getting good draft picks. What? Just glorified Eastern Conference Finals? Like we won a championship at the end of the day, right? Especially to bring somebody like that in.
So let me ask you a question. You're telling me that if we got Ben Simmons and we get to the Eastern Conference Finals, that's not good enough?
Championship for what you sacrificing is a championship.
I understand.
But you got 5 years. He's 25. We got 5 years before we could figure out what we could do over 5 years.
You know what it is? You know what it is? I feel like JT feels like me. Like he's making 37 million a year, right? Starts off 30.
He starts 33, 35, 38, right. And 40, yeah.
The biggest, okay, he answers the need to be a defensive guy, and he answers the need to be a guy who can move the ball and run the offense. But then comes a point in the time when it's winning time, when you have to make a shot, and we need a closer. Can he close for us at $40 million or $35 million?
Wait, y'all sleeping on RJ Barrett as a closer?
Is he gonna let RJ Barrett close?
He has to prove to be a closer yet, though. That's
but he's only 21.
Are we even gonna still have RJ?
Are you? Oh, hell yeah, I'm not giving up RJ. So wait. You got Grimes, you got RJ.
What if the Okay, it could happen because in a 2K world, we could try because at the end of because I don't feel like we have the time to wait for Randle
say 2K.
to offload that contract. So if we let's say this happens, we get Ben, and we have Ben and Randle, and obviously I don't think it's gonna work because I think Ben obviously gives us what we want Randle to be, the point forward, and Ben is actually good at it. He's a better defender, so Ben can do that for us. And then of course when we're able to trade Randle, we would trade him off, and hopefully we can get something back of what we lost in the trade trying to get Ben. So maybe because now what you just did is if we can move the players I said, you moved your vets, which everyone's upset that's taking up space and stumping the growth of our youth, and then you move Randle. Now you have Obi as a starting 4. So, of course, that's not going to get us to, second round or even the finals. But guess what? Now these guys are going to start developing. So maybe in 3 years, 2 years, they can become what we think they're going to be. If that happens, I'm with it.
So think about this, though. It's always a gamble. Think about this.
It's a $40 million gamble.
Julius Randle's best games this year have been about 16 points, 11 boards, 3 or 0 or less turnovers, right? And about 7 assists. That's Ben Simmons' average.
Yes.
That's Ben Simmons' average.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying the talent. I'm not arguing the talent. I'm arguing the cost, and is he going to make the right moves? Because when you get a guy like this, you want 2 things. You either want draft picks or you want people to want to run over to New York and sign with us so we can elevate and become a championship team.
No, I agree.
So
I agree. I'm not saying it's a sure thing, but I'm just saying I think it's worth the risk. I'm not saying Ben Simmons is 100% sure thing, because you're right. He could be tripping. All of a sudden he could be tripping.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying I would take the risk for this guy at age 25. I would take the risk.
Yeah, and I just want to throw in something right quick.
The only way I've taken a risk is, as we all keep saying, the price. If the price is right, and it's moving over all of the guys that are in the way, and we let our youth play. And because at the end of the day, Ben does provide the need, which is the point guard need. He's actually a good point guard, and he can ball. So that's the only way. But it's not something I'm just going to press yes on, and I'm with it. I'm very reserved. That's my biggest.
I'm with you.
I'm
with you, Jay.
And here's I just want to throw in a point right quick.
But I got a whole bunch of callers. On that note, make sure you hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe. Peace, y'all. I'm out.
All right,
PJ, JC.
I don't know if he couldn't hear me, whatever the case may be. Maybe my audio is still messed up. I don't know.
We can hear you now. We can hear you. Go ahead.
We got you.
All right. So all I wanted to say was based off what JT is saying is that I understand the whole standpoint of, if we're going to make a trade like that and give up a lot of pieces, you want it to be for a player that's going to actually propel the Knicks to a championship. But I mean, if you want to look at it from a realistic standpoint, it doesn't matter whether we trade for Ben. It doesn't matter whether we trade for Dame or whatever other top player out there. The fact of the matter is that player is not going to carry us all the way to the championship. The Knicks are going to need another big name player to pair with that guy to really give the Knicks a legit shot at the championship. So it's like, whoever the Knicks go for, out of these disgruntled stars, the Knicks have to look at it as, okay, this is the first piece we need to get to the championship, and then look for that second piece to add to that person, and then it's like, okay, now we have a legit championship roster. So you have to look at it as, is Ben Simmons that guy that's going to be that first piece to bring the Knicks to an eventual championship? And I think with his skill set, it's possible.
I'm looking at the young. That's why I'm not worried about the next 2 drafts. If we want to give them 2 picks, the 2 first rounders from this coming year, and Dallas is 2023, I'm not worried about that, because we got enough young guys that one of these guys could pop and be that guy that y'all are looking for. It could become RJ. It could become Grimes. It could become Obi. These guys could be all-star level players. We don't know. I'm saying, but if you get a Simmons, he gets us into that playoff spot. And then you can see what you have with these other guys. If any of them are going to pop, if any of them, and so that gets to me. You don't want to bring along more young talent when you got enough right now. I think if you add him, like, you might be right, Ryan. Maybe we need another guy down the road, but at least we got like 2 or 3 seasons that we can find out if we got something for what we already drafted.
Yeah, I think and Ryan, they can't hear you on the phones, so you gotta re-sign into blog talk.
All right.
So I think everybody has really good points. I feel like everybody has really good points. It's really is going to be a next move. Whenever move we make, we have to make subsequent moves for it to work. I guess my mental hurdle is, for $35 million, can he close for us? And is the culture going to shift, because I'm not sure what his attitude is. Those are my big hurdles in my mind. He's still 25. He can change. This front office, they have a tendency to do background checks and see what's happening. So I think before we even make a move like that, I would think they would do something of that caliber and do the background check to see what's happening here and do their due diligence. So I hope that's what they're doing if this is what's happening. And yeah, man, it's gonna be a heated debate, man. It's gonna be a heated debate. At the end of the day, I feel like Randle or it's either Randle has to be involved or RJ plus pieces have to be involved for it to make it work. I can't see.
They're not trading RJ. I can tell you. I can 100% guarantee you they're not trading RJ. But I think they would trade Randle, and I think they need to add a piece with him, and it's got to be draft picks.
Right.
Okay. Now, because to me, Randle just fits. I try to think of it from both teams. Randle fits on Philly. He just fits next to Embiid and Tobias Harris and Seth Curry and Tyrese Maxey. He fits right in. He's a third option. He would be so dangerous with Embiid because Embiid can shoot threes. He'll be so dangerous as a third option on that team. The money, you just need to add another player. I'm not sure who they would add. I mean, RJ's off the table. I can tell you that right now. I don't know about anybody else. I would not. I'm holding on to maybe Kevin Knox. I'll give him Kevin Knox. Give him Kevin Knox.
I feel like other players could fit too. I feel like Sabonis could fit. I feel like CJ McCollum.
Yeah, but
fit.
the problem is Indiana doesn't have the salaries to match.
Indiana's trying to get rid of. Let's see.
No, see, Sabonis would fit.
Right.
As a player, he would fit perfectly. But at $19 million, you need another $10 million to get from somewhere.
Well, Randle costs 19. Randle also costs $19 million, I believe.
Yeah, but then if you add Randle with he's got a trade kicker, that's 15%, and then you're going to add what is it? I think it's $8 million now for Kevin Knox. So I think you're there with Randle and Knox.
I think they can do the same thing with like Sabonis and I don't know how much is Levert call. I think they can do the same thing.
Levert just signed an extension. I think Levert just let me look at. I think y'all got Levert. I think Levert signed an extension. Levert signed a big extension, so I'm not sure. Let's see.
All right. Well, okay. Why y'all look?
We got another caller.
Yeah, we got another caller. So
me and Ryan on the case looking at the money.
Yeah, he's earning on average 17.5 a year. He's 3 years, 52 mil. Caris LeVert.
He said 17.
Okay, 17 and a half. Yeah, he's got 17 and a half right now, and you got Sabonis at 18 and a half.
That'll be able to bring in Simmons.
Yeah, that's bring in Simmons.
Those two could do it.
I agree. Those two could do it. Now, what do they have in terms of draft picks?
I don't know.
They would have to look that up.
I don't know. It depends on what they want. If they want players or draft picks or a combination.
They said they want both.
If they want both, then Indiana. I feel like Indiana has a good chance to trade for them.
I have to say Indiana has a good chance. I think Indiana and us have the best chance.
Yeah, and I still feel like Portland is still in there too. Because
I don't think so.
Because Portland
Philly
is
don't
desperate.
Want CJ. They don't want Philly. Don't want CJ though.
You don't think so?
Philly don't want him. And today it was already reported that Dame is off the table.
I think McCollum is somebody. They're still looking for shooting, looking for shot creators.
Are they?
Yeah, and to be honest about it, I don't think Dame is off the table to be realistic about it. I think they'll consider it for the right price.
Somebody reported.
No, I heard he's off the table. He's off the table.
But I'm saying that some teams will say a player's off the table when realistically that player's not off the table. It depends on the price. They just don't want to say this player is they're trying to trade him, and then when they look, they're getting in low offers. I think, because I don't know, for what I'm thinking about the whole situation, I wouldn't be surprised if Dame is like, I'm trying to help you out, so just say that I'm not, I'm not trying to request a trade or whatever the case may be, and keep my price high to see if you get something in return. Because I think what's going to happen eventually, I think Dame is going to leave eventually. It's just a matter of when he's going to leave.
I don't know. I don't think they want to trade him.
Hold on a second, guys. Salute to the chat. First of all, if it's your first time in the Nick of Time show, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We talking about the Ben Simmons trade. The likes are looking really light for 261 people in the chat. I'm just letting you know right now.
Is it 261 people?
Yeah, it's 261 people.
Yeah.
So get these likes up.
67 likes. What's up with
we need to at least get to 150 or something, because we're over here having debates and talking. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Gunshots for everybody in the chat, man. If you're liking the show, please hit that like and subscribe button, man. We do post game shows. We'll be here tomorrow. We're talking about the Golden State game, but right now we're talking about the possibility of Ben Simmons joining these New York Knicks. All right.
All right. So look at this. So what do you think about this, Ryan? So today, Damian Lillard said, I am not asking for a trade. My intentions are to be in Portland and to figure it out.
Like I said, that's his intentions at the moment.
Okay.
You
think that's going to change between now and Wednesday?
I feel like it's gonna change eventually, because eventually I think it's gonna come a point where Dame's gonna be like, you know what, I really cannot wait here, so let me leave.
He might do it.
I think that's going to happen in time for them to get Ben Simmons.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
He might do it at KG. He like, I got 2 years left in my career and then dip. That's what I feel like he might do.
I don't think they're getting Ben Simmons. That's my thing. I'm not saying I don't think Philly wants C.J. McCollum, and I don't think Portland wants to is not giving up Damian Lillard. That's why I think that's going to be squashed. I don't think that works.
Yeah, I'm just basing it on where the Portland Trailblazers are at the moment, because at the moment they are struggling. And if they see themselves continue to struggle, and then they take into account that they've had Dame for all these years and McCollum for all these years, and it's not working,
I agree with you. I just don't think
somebody's going to go eventually.
That's why I think
McCollum
McCollum is
giving
going.
to Ben Simmons this year, but I don't think Philly. I can see. To me, it's us in Indiana. Those are the two teams that really have the best shot at getting this guy.
All right. Cool. So now, next caller up. I know you've been patiently waiting to get into the show. Next caller up. I saw you, X. Let us know what your name is, where you're from, and what do you want to talk about.
What's up, guys? It's Joe from Atlantic City. How we doing?
What's going on,
Joe?
AC? Brian, how we doing, guys?
All right.
Should the Knicks trade for Ben Simmons? Personally, I'm giving that a hard pass. I don't like the idea of him in New York, guys, to be honest. And the only reason I say that is because if he's having a hard time dealing with the whole, Philly situation, and, that jersey's too heavy for him over there, I mean, imagine him coming over to New York, man. I don't think that he would come here and people would accept him in open arms, like, oh, we got Ben Simmons now. I don't know. I don't see it. I feel like that the pressure of being, New York's point guard, he's going to fold. He's not going to be able to handle. He's not going to be able to hang. So that's my take. We could probably offload some of our pieces, like maybe Kemba or Kevin Knox. We could probably get rid of Kevin Knox. But I don't know, man. I don't see us putting too many pieces in for him, just for him to, be kind of like another Kemba situation. I think we need to stick the course. We need to play our young kids. We need to start using our young kids and putting them in the starting lineup. I want to see Sims. I want to see Grimes. I want to see McBride. I want to see RJ. I want to see Obi and Quickly. Those are the guys I want to see playing this season, to be honest, because right now I'm looking for the future. I'm looking 2-3 seasons from now. This season right now, man, I hate to say it's chalked, but it's kind of looking pretty chalked in my opinion. So I know I always watch Raw's show, and he's always talking about the young kids, and I see it too, Raw. I see a lot of potential in these young kids, man, especially Grimes.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't think it's fair to Ben Simmons after he's played there for 5 years, I think now, and put up the stats and the numbers and the all-stars and the all-defense and all of that, to say because of one playoff run he can't handle Philly. That's not fair. I think that his problems have been with Joel Embiid and with Doc Rivers. I don't think it was with the fans.
Yeah, but with one player, you're not going to play, and you're going to how immature is that, man? Come on, you're an
immature
NBA player.
It's a 24-year-old guy making $170 million. That's
another thing too. You're making so much money, and you're not going to play. I don't want someone like that on my team, man. I really don't. I'm sorry, Rob.
I hear you. Don't be sorry, man. That's your opinion. I got you, man. But I'm just saying, I'm pulling the trigger if I could get this cat.
I don't know. I don't see it, man. I need team players on my team, people that are going to put the team first. And that's the type of people that, you know what I'm saying?
And he did wrong. I agree with you. He did wrong in what he did in terms of not being there for the team. But at the same time, if you remember, at the end of the playoffs last year, he said he would never play another game for Philadelphia based on what happened with the way Embiid threw him under the bus and Doc threw him in the bus in front of everybody. So that's what he said at the end of last spring. He said, I'm not going to play another game for Philly. So I think he made his intentions very well known, and Philly was pushing back.
Right.
And that's why it looks bad. I don't blame him for all of that.
Let me ask you this then, Raw, because in your opinion, say he does come here in New York, how well does he gel with Julius Randle or Evan Fournier or even RJ Barrett? You know what I'm saying?
I think him and Barrett would be famous, but I'm saying I don't think you'd have Randle on the team if Simmons comes here. I think Randle's got to be an outgoing contract.
Yeah.
You got to match some money.
I mean,
so
Yeah.
this guy's making so much money too. You know, who are we going to offload for his contract?
well, you
It's
got to
like-
get. I'm saying Randle fits, and you maybe have Kevin Knox, and then you maybe have a Evan Fournier or a Kemba Walker, depending on what Philly wants. But as far as
But
that
is
one
this
piece,
front
major
office
piece,
really going to get rid of Randle? Like, are we
I don't
really
know.
going to?
I don't know.
I don't
You
see
know?
it, but I don't see it. But it's the fact that Shams said the Knicks are approaching them. Randle's the only contract that makes sense. There's no
Yeah.
other contract on the Knicks that makes sense. So you got to figure it's Randle, because if Shams didn't say the Knicks are talking to them, then I would agree with you 100%. I said that's not going to happen. Forget it. But Shams said they mentioned the Knicks first. They said the Knicks are in talks with Philly. If the Knicks are talking to them, they're definitely talking about Julius Randle as the centerpiece because of his contract and his fit, because they need a four.
Or
If
they
you
could just be
told me a year ago that we were going to trade Ben Simmons for Julius Randle, I'd say you're absolutely out of your mind.
I would agree with you, sir.
I would be
all
like,
the
what are
way.
you talking about?
All
What
the
are you
way.
smoking?
I would have definitely did that. I'd have put the picture of the crack pipe up for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot, this
Yo,
summer
guys,
I would have
honestly,
said that.
we got to let Julius work out of this one, man. I don't think it's time for just to pull the plug on Julius.
Well, he's
man.
got till February 3rd, brother.
That's
He's
what
got
I'm
till
thinking,
February
man.
3rd.
I'm kind of with you, Joe. And, man, thanks for calling. I know we got
Yo,
like mad
this
callers,
season
man.
could change like that.
Yo,
This season
listen.
could turn around so quick.
You definitely
I
can.
agree.
It just takes one game for us to really wake up. And
Yep.
maybe Tibbs starts using some of these young kids in spots where we need them, and we start to roll. We get on a little, maybe we can get that 10th seed, that 9th seed, maybe even
He's
the
going to
8th.
have to do that. He's going to have to do that because he can't keep trotting out Fournier. He just can't do
Facts,
it. I mean, we
facts,
got to do
man.
something else, man.
Yo, salute to you, Joe, man. Thanks for the call,
Yeah.
man. We got more callers coming up. Oof, intense conversations going on today. I love it, though. I love it, though.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I love it,
Yeah,
though.
but I think a point could be made from this conversation too, because think about it. If the Knicks were performing well, like say the Knicks were not 12 and 15 at the moment, say the Knicks were like maybe
16 and 10.
18 and 9 or something like that, or even 15 and 10 or something like that, would we really be discussing about a Ben Simmons trade right now?
Nope.
No, because we would be like, the Knicks are doing good. We don't
Yep.
need Ben Simmons.
Right.
But it's just the fact that the Knicks are struggling right now. We know that a change might be necessary for the Knicks to get back to winning ways. That's why we're bringing up the whole Ben Simmons talk, and probably that's what the front office is thinking as well. The Knicks are
man.
struggling at the moment, so let's engage with a team that has a disgruntled superstar and see if it's possible that we can make a trade and improve the team.
And talking doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes what happens too is they just kick the tires on stuff. They'll just
No,
be-
you're right.
Sometimes they just kick the tires on stuff. And the fact that Randall is making $19 million and he does make the most sense to throw into a trade, even the talking phase is he still has time to just like get stuff together and the team gets stuff together to say, okay, you know what? It's February now. We're not where we were in December. We actually have a better record, and maybe we'll pull off of this trade scenario because it looks like it's heading in the right direction. So like that can still happen. So
I really believe that it's the combination of how Grimes performed, which shows them that he's a long-term piece.
absolutely.
That they already believe in RJ and they're invested in him. And so those two, you got him, and I think they love quickly. So you got players that they like. So they're looking longer term. And what I'm seeing is this is Julius's 3rd year with us, and he's still doing games where he's turning the ball over 7 times. I mean, and he's still, and I'm telling you, I know Tibbs is talking to him. I know KP is talking to him. But what I saw the other night, he comes down the floor. Now Grimes is shooting like that. He comes down the floor. D Rose is getting ready to receive the inbound pass. He decides he wants it. He proceeds to dribble up into a triple team and turn the ball over, resulting in a basket. Then I'm thinking, oh, okay, you just figured out, don't do that, Julius. He does it exactly the same twice in a row.
Yeah.
That's like Tom Thibodeau saying, give Julius the ball, let him take it. No, that's Julius saying,
Yeah, man.
give me the ball, I'm taking over. So if he keeps doing that long term, he's not the guy, man. I mean, he's not even number 2. He'll be good on Philly at number 3.
This is it, and we said this yesterday. We had a whole discussion yesterday talking about when Derrick Rose should have been handling the ball a lot more, and also pretty much saying that with Quentin Grimes here, he can fill that old school Reggie Bullock role. And then we could probably be right back to kind of resembling kind of the team that we had last year if we have a guy who doesn't have to be motivated to play defense just because he didn't get the ball. Grimes is going to do that regardless. And at the same time, the ball movement, because you know what it is. When Fournier doesn't have the ball, he's not motivated to play defense, and then he doesn't shoot well. Grimes is a microwave. He'll be able to shoot off the rip. So just that one change, Evan Fournier to Grimes, even though the politics might stop it, that could be something that can really help us change the direction of the season.
I completely agree. If you take this one move, you put and that's more of a realistic move, like a tweak. So you take Evan Fournier, put him in the second unit, and you take Grimes and promote him to the starter. That could really, like y'all saying, that could be the thing that changes everything.
And then we're at the team that we had. Then we're more resembling the team that we had last year. Pretty much.
But the thing is that Grimes have to keep on applying pressure, because the only way Thibs is going to even consider that is if Grimes continues to play the way he played against Milwaukee yesterday. So Grimes has to keep on applying pressure to even put Thibs in a position to even consider that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you know what though, Ryan? He has been putting as the first guy that's not in the rotation. It's always been Grimes, and then Grimes said 10 minutes before the game, Thibs, he could have come and did that to anybody. He said, "You're starting."
Exactly.
Just like that.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I think Thibs is not. This is not the first time he's watching Grimes. Remember, he pushed for them to pick him, and so I think he likes this kid. I'm thinking he's going to make a change if it doesn't. But you got to do something. And to me, a smart move, a tweak move would be the move, like y'all said, to take Fournier, put him in the second unit, and now you're starting Alec Burks with Grimes, RJ, Nerlens Noel, and Randle. I tried that, but the thing is, I want to tell you the next problem that's surfacing that I'm seeing as far as that scenario. Julius has taken at least 2 steps back in his pick and roll defense. Have y'all noticed that? He's playing terrible pick and roll defense.
He's not playing at the same intensity he was last season.
And they're attacking him on the pick and roll. He's going under, and that's what's giving them open threes.
He was doing that during the Hawks series, to be honest with you. It's not anything new.
He's going under. And then not only that, it's not only just that, he goes under and still gets beat when the guy doesn't throw the pass. He gets beat by the guy driving to the hole. I mean,
that happened in Toronto game.
He's taking pictures too much, man. And so I'm like, that's what I'm saying. That would never happen with Ben Simmons. That would never happen. Yeah. To me, if you just give me the guy that's not going to turn the ball over, going to make the right pass and play defense to bring us back to the top 5 in defense, I'm with that, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm just tired of seeing bad defense, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. And salute. I got a super chat. I know we got more callers to go up. Listen, likes is still looking light, man. We got 366 people in the chat, 122 likes. Let's get these likes up to 200. Can we do that? But thank you. If you're loving the show so far, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. We do post-game shows after every game. We are here talking Knicks basketball Tomorrow we're talking Knicks versus the Golden State Warriors, and I guess the next game right after that is the Rockets. So please be here as we talk Knicks for those 2 games. All right. Also, shout out to Parish Duggar. Since the $5 super chat, shout out to Parish. He says 2 problems. Simmons isn't vaccinated. Oh yeah, I told you.
Oh, that's true though. I have to agree with him there. That's a big one.
No Kyrie problems here.
All of my go for it is including of Simmons' vaccination. If he doesn't get vaccinated, they let him stay behind wherever the hell he is. But I'm saying he needs to get vaccinated. Everybody in the Knicks is already vaccinated, so he needs to go get vaccinated if he wants to come here. Otherwise, bye-bye.
Right. And 2, you got to keep Randle with him. You can match through 3 salaries picks. Randle needs a leader to help him. So in his mind, he's saying. You're saying give him picks, but man, it's still tricky. So now you're pretty much saying I'm keeping Randle. The next biggest value will probably be Evan Fournier because you have to match contracts. I would think you have to move RJ at that point. I don't think you can get away
I'm not moving RJ. I'm sorry. I'm not giving. He's untouchable. So wait, let me ask you this. Let's not even talk about the players yet. Let's talk about the picks, okay? Let me ask you this. If I say 3 number 1s, 3 number 2s. Number 1, so I'm saying our 2 number 1s this year, ours and the one we got from Charlotte. I'm saying Dallas is 2023, not ours, but Dallas. That's 3 number 1s. Then I'm saying we got a plethora of number 2 picks. I'll give them 3 picks. I don't care what you do. If you give them 3 number 2 picks. Is that enough picks to get it done on the pick side?
I would believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're talking the money. Okay. So I'm not giving up RJ. The young player I would be willing to part with is Kevin Knox, who, as we know, teams are already inquiring about Kevin Knox. Right?
Way.
I would give up Kevin. I'm not giving up RJ. Heck no.
That is not happening, bro. There's no way they going picks and Kevin Knox.
I'm not done. So I'm saying Kevin Knox. If we not, I mean, to me, I got to include Randle. So I would say Randle and Knox. Done. That's what I would say. But sans that, if you're going to tell me we're keeping Randle, and I think it could work with Ben and Randle. I'm not saying it can't work, but I'm saying I don't think Philly's going to go for that. But I would have to say Fournier, Knox, Kemba, and then I don't know who else I throw in there. I don't want to give up none of my nuggets, man. I'm keeping my players. I'm keeping my dudes. Man. I don't know who else they would want. I'm not giving up RJ.
That's what I'm telling you.
Table.
I'm
not giving up RJ.
If Randle is
That's
staying,
not happening.
If Randle is staying, there's no way RJ is staying. And if Randle is here, we have to have a stretch five. Like, have to. Like, not even, like, it's mandatory. But we got 7 callers in the queue, so we got to keep these calls moving.
Let's do that.
All right, next caller up. Say your name and where you from.
All right.
All right, what's going on?
How y'all doing?
What's going on, man? Say your name and where you from.
This is Lonnie Holloway.
Oh, my man.
How y'all doing, brother?
What's up, bro?
All right, what's going on, Ronnie?
Hey, what's up there, brother Ross? Shalom to you, my brother.
Shalom, my brother.
Yeah, I've been listening to y'all. You know, my thing is that look at the mentality of Randle and then look at the mentality of Ben Simmons. See, we're talking about what's the problem. We know the problem with Ben in Philly. We don't know what the problem is with Randle here in New York. But like Raw and them said, and like everybody else been talking, Randle's been off his game for the last 6, 7, 8 games, and he's turning the ball over too much. But the old saying is, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And it seems like he's not trying to learn no new tricks, meaning Randle.
I think he's trying. I wouldn't agree with that. Like he's taking like 10 shots a game for the last 3 games. Since when does Randle even only attempt 9 and 10 shots a game?
Shooting wise, you're absolutely right, J. Ellis. But I'm saying that's not the big problem to me. Shooting is not the big problem.
It's the
The big problem is that he likes to go into the lane with 3 guys around him and turn it over, and he does it all the time.
Exactly.
He doesn't have the basketball IQ. He doesn't have the basketball IQ of a primary playmaker.
That's what I'm saying.
And his pick and roll defense stinks, man. I'm just very upset about him on that.
Listen, J. Ellis, my thing is, y'all guys play basketball just like I did, okay? I'm an old guy. But the thing is that if your head is out the game, you hurt the team more than when guys are running fluid. I mean, you know, if you ain't there mentally in the game,
right?
You're detrimental to your team, no matter how you look at it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you.
Right or wrong?
Yeah.
Right. No,
you
you're right.
And that's what I'm saying. Look at Randle's performance. See, is his mental performance, not his physical, because he decides when he's going to shoot and he decides when he ain't going to shoot. But when you're trying to think that it's all about you, you're saying, heck with the team. And you're in your own head and you can't get out of it. And then when you got a coach who's allowing you to do that for whatever reasons, he's hurting the team. Because that's when guys decide. You look at those guys' body languages when he started trying to be that ISO ball player and not getting nobody else involved.
Right.
He's totally messed up. He totally messed up Grimes' flow yesterday with that, man.
Yeah,
exactly. You think Grimes was hot as all outdoors. You took Grimes out the game mentally because of your stupidity and you trying to be a ball hog.
Right.
I don't agree he's trying to be a ball hog. I'm sorry. Like I feel like their whole game plan, the Knicks' whole game plan has been trying to get 2 on the ball so he can spray it out. He's been trying to post up to cause double teams to pass the ball pretty much every play. He's just not good at it all the time. Like he only
but that's just it.
He's not good at it. But I don't think he's selfish. I think it's unfair to call him selfish.
No, I never said he was selfish. I'm saying my thing is if you are trying to force people to double team you, and you're not getting everybody else involved because everybody else is standing around looking for the ball in their spots, but you're not able to get it to them, what are you doing? You're helping or hurting the team? That's the question I got for you, Jay Ellis. Are you helping or hurting the team if I'm in position to get the ball, but yet and still you get double teamed and then you cough it up?
Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying, sir. I get exactly what you're saying.
And for me, it's not that he's not trying to get in the low post and spread. He's doing that. To me, the two issues are him demanding the ball and dribbling it up. That's problem number one. And number two is pick and roll defense. We're getting lit up by the three, and part of it is because the teams are attacking Randle and Fournier in the pick and roll defense, and they're getting lit up. And so that I just can't have that. I gotta have some defense, man.
Yeah, and thanks for your call,
right.
man. Thank you for the call. I'm sorry, we got a lot of calls.
Last one, Jay Ellis. Last one. Look at this. When you have the second unit coming in, that ball is fluid. Everybody's moving fluidly.
Yeah.
When Randle comes in, he breaks that and slows that momentum up. That's all I got to say about that. Shalom, my brother Raw, and I'll talk to you again.
Shalom.
And y'all have a blessed evening.
Good to hear from you, Lonnie.
Good to hear from you, man.
And just one thing I want to add to what he was saying too. Like, to me, Julius Randle's biggest problem is just the fact that, like, when the second unit's in the game, the ball is flowing, you got people moving off the ball movement, they find open guy, etc. With Julius Randle, I think this is the one thing he has to improve on for him to be a better player, is quicker decision making, because there's too many times he holds on to the ball. And he just, he doesn't read the defense properly. He just drives into the lane, like Ross said, into double, triple teams and just turns over the ball. If Julius would learn how to make quick decisions, because I said on the last podcast as well with Grimes, the reason why Grimes was so effective in that game was because Grimes made quick decisions. When he got the ball, if it was open, he shot it. If the lane was open, he drove and tried to make a play. Julius Randle holds on to the ball too much. If Julius Randle would just learn how to just make quick reads, instead of just trying to hold on to the ball and try to dribble and make something happen, he'd be a much better player.
He's playing too much hero ball, man.
That's coaching, dog. I don't even blame you. Okay, there's one thing. Okay, you have Alec Burks starting him, right? Cool. Alec Burks is not a super duper playmaker. He's there to kind of spread the floor. Like we said, Julius goes in the post, sprays it out. Alec Burks shoots a three. Cool. Yesterday, we had Derrick Rose in the starting lineup, and Derrick Rose, I feel like, wasn't utilized as much as he could be. I mean, granted, he had a lot of assists, but I still feel like the diet of Julius Randle posting versus Derrick Rose ball handling could have been the scale could have tilted way more towards Derrick Rose's side than it did. And
I just felt like they should have been looking for Grimes more. To me,
right.
They should have been running him off screens. They should have been running him because he could have opened the game up for everybody. Just because because he could have had 9 threes yesterday the way he was playing.
They don't utilize our shooters good in general. I mean, Evan Fournier could have been running off screens for a long time right now.
Evan Fournier don't like to run though. I noticed he just stands around. He's not Grimes moves. Evan Fournier will stand in the corner and wait for the ball, man. I mean, it's ridiculous.
But that's one of the Knicks issues, though. Come on, y'all be real for a second. When was the last time you see the Knicks run anybody off screens, off ball?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Only after a timeout.
It never
when they
happened.
come out of a timeout, they'll do it. Out of a timeout, they'll do it. But other than that, they don't just come down the floor and do that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I might see RJ do it to go downhill, but not for a
the
shooter.
Second unit will do it, though.
Yeah.
The second unit does.
Yeah, the second unit.
does. Yeah, but not the first unit.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we got more callers coming on. 373 people in the chat. Please hit that like button. Please hit the subscribe button. If you like the show so far, hit the subscribe button. And also, you are here after every game, after every post. After every game, we're doing a Knicks post-game show tomorrow, we're doing Knicks versus Golden State Warriors. And after that, we're doing Knicks versus Rockets. So be sure to be here as we break those games down right after the game. All right? Next caller up, please state your name and where you're from and what do you want to talk about.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, it's Rich Jim.
Yo, Rich.
Rich Jim.
Right.
Hold on. Rich finally decides to call in. What's good, Rich Jim?
My man.
All right, listen. Ryan is kind of right. Randle's decision making is too slow. The problem is his IQ is not high enough to recognize the double team fast enough to get rid of the ball. He holds on to the ball too long, and that's why he turns it over.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, Randle last year was getting his points inside the paint and his little mid-range jumper. This year, do you realize there's been games where he takes 10 shots or 9 shots and 7 out of 10 shots or 6 out of 10 shots are three-pointers? He's not going inside the paint this year. So that's part of the problem also.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean, yesterday against the Bucks, he shot 9 shots and 5 of them were threes.
He hasn't shot threes in a long time, though. I feel like yesterday was the first game he actually started to shoot 3-pointers. He wasn't. He has
no. In the Toronto game, he did it also.
His Toronto game.
Yeah, that's the thing. He goes back and forth. Some games he's focused on getting to the basket, and some games he's not. There's some games he's focused on really getting to the hole, and he goes strong. He makes quick decisions, and then we have usually good outcomes when he does that. But then there are other games where he decides to play hero ball, and he's going to throw up threes, and he just dribbles too much. It's not. It's like it's so inconsistent. It's like he's a rookie. It's maddening, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Against Toronto, he took 9 shots, and out of the 9 shots, he took 4 threes.
Go ahead, Rich.
Another thing, I could see them because remember, Obi is Leon Rhodes' pick. I could see them being happy with the points and the energy that Obi's giving them, and them wanting to get rid of Randle now because remember that was the plan when we first drafted Obi. The only thing, Randle had a spectacular year last year.
That's right.
He's not doing that this year.
Right.
Yeah, they drafted Obi to become the starting power forward because they didn't think they were going to keep Randle. But then Randle became, what he did last year. But I think they did. I don't think they would have picked Obi if they really thought Randle was going to be all NBA last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And my last point is, for the first caller that said RJ's been trashed, he has not been trashed. He had a bad stretch where he was doing poorly, yes. But has he been trashed the whole season? No. That's the whole reason why we jumped out to a good start, and everybody thought he was going to have a fantastic season. It's because everybody was clicking in them first couple of games.
Right.
But then our stars, like, they shot wasn't falling, okay? But I'm not giving up RJ. RJ has shown potential, and too many times I see RJ hot in a game, having 19 points in the first half, and the team shuts him out. The same thing they did to the Grimes, they stayed doing that to RJ.
Yeah.
They stayed doing it to him. That's my last point.
All right.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, man.
Salute to Rich Jim, man. He's been in rock for a long time. He finally decides to call in. Salute to you, Rich Jim.
Yeah, and Rich had a point too because JL is Roy. You remember early in the season when the Knicks were actually going good. Like, we were actually discussing RJ actually becoming a second option to Julius Randle when he was actually playing well. It's just that he's had a tough stretch lately, and you would hope that as the season goes on, he's going to get out of it.
That's right.
I'm hoping that for everybody, man, because everybody's having a down year.
Yeah, true that.
Can RJ get back to RJ from a month ago?
Like, if you look at RJ overall, he's averaging 15 points. He's averaging 6 boards. He's averaging 2 assists. He's getting 35 from 3. Yes, he's only shooting 40% from the floor, but I feel like those stats at age 21 in his third year, I'm going to let this kid continue to develop. And I think these are just his stats at this snapshot right here. I think they're all going to improve by the time we get to April.
Yeah, I hope so. Like, he really the finishing at the rim. The finishing at the rim has dropped off a lot, man. He was at the top of the league at the end of the season, and now he's
that's been an enigma to me because he usually is strong at the rim for his first 2 seasons. So I don't know what it is that's causing him to be so bad this year.
Right. Well, salute to Paris. Says another $2 super chat. He says Knox, Fournier, and Noah's money, and 3 first-round picks.
Knox,
Noah's money?
Fournier, and Noah's money. Now Noah's money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, if y'all don't know,
I don't think you could trade Noah's money.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
You can't trade Noah's money. But look, RJ's last 3 games: 19, 19, 32. I don't know. I think he's gonna be all right. I think he'll be all right.
You have to be consistent. You just gotta be consistent.
I think he'll be all right. I think RJ Barrett's gonna be okay, man. I'll take this kid, man. Right. I'm not trading him.
All right, salute. All right, and for those of you who don't know, Joakim Noah's money officially comes off the book after this season. So gunshot for that.
$6 million a year.
Thank you, Phil Jackson. Ooh. All right, next caller up. Let us know your name, where you from, what do you want to talk about?
Hey, what's up?
So
this is Fritz. So
oh, what up, Fritz?
yeah, I put myself in the queue. I just wanted to comment on
Oh,
Ben
this
Simmons.
Fritz. Oh, I thought this was Fritz. No, this is the man Fritz behind the glass. What's up?
Yeah. I think Ben Simmons he's really set himself up. He really wants to be the man. I think he's done in Philly. Like he stuck it out that last year in Philly. Like this year he had the poor performance, but the previous year Embiid had the poor performance. Embiid didn't show up, and Ben Simmons has shown he plays much better without Embiid. And I think he really thought Embiid would have been shown the door, and
Let me ask you
that
something.
didn't happen.
Fritz, did he ask for? Was he looking for a trade prior to last year? Do you know?
No, I don't think he was looking for a trade. I think he was looking for.
Okay.
I think he was looking for Embiid to be traded. I think he thought they were going to give him the keys, and they didn't give him the keys. You know, basically he said, "Oh, stick it out and we'll see." And basically, at the end of the year, he has to break down. I'm not going to even deny that he had a breakdown, but he's not the first NBA player to have a breakdown. He had a breakdown, and Embiid throws him on the bus. I think that was it. I think that relationship was done. I think he was putting up with Embiid, and that was the last straw.
And he's been telling them from the end of the season he wasn't coming back anyway.
Yeah. So basically, he's not gonna play nice with Embiid anymore. Basically, he's done. They're 20-year-old millionaires. They got egos. I think it's personal. And
absolutely, it's absolutely personal.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's absolutely personal, and I think people are taking it as, oh no, he's too scared to
no, I think that.
No, the way you can tell that he's not scared is that he set himself up to come out good. As soon as he has not talked to SportsCenter, he has not talked to ESPN. You haven't seen one of these, the Rachel Nichols, talking behind the team's back. He's setting himself up when he is traded that he is going to throw 76ers under the bus and make it look like it's all their fault.
And I think what he's going to do, he's going to come and ball out. Wherever he goes, he's going to ball out. That's what I'm thinking.
He's going to ball out. I think he's going to ball out. And I think people are taking it as if he's scared that he's not talking.
Nah.
He's not talking because when he's traded, he is going to show the 76ers something. And
let me get this.
I think.
I agree with you, Fritz. I'm going to just say this one thing. Anything, and Roy was saying this before, anything that happened after the playoffs and stuff, I'm not holding him to that. I'm not holding him to like, I'm not talking to the media. I'm not like, I get it. If you feel publicly disrespected, you might feel some type of way. So when I talk about his character and stuff, I'm not talking about anything that happened after the playoffs. I just want to make that clear. Go ahead. I'm talking about the stuff that was happening
here. I think.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I think people unfairly take that stuff after, and they're like, oh no, he has a bad attitude. No, I think he told the 76ers he's done, and at this point they're digging in their heels, and it's just all out war. I think people gotta look at that. Philly is really taking a unique stance because we've seen the script before. AD put in his years, and he said, hey, I want out. And then, they tussled for a little bit, but ultimately New Orleans had to submit. Philly is like ripping the script to this. Philly is like, I have the contract, no way, no how. And, this is the first time you've ever seen this. No team has really taken that stance and stood on it.
True.
So it's ugly, and I don't think people can really look at what's going on. It's chess games, and I think that people got to look at that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, as far as my last point is I think he sees New York as a great opportunity with Randle, and because the Randle plays a lot. What's the point? What's the power forward on Philly? and they play great together. Him and
Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris. When they play together, Tobias is a straight up all-star when they play together, and that 2-man game that they play. And I think he sees that as Randle is an opportunity.
Okay.
So I think that's where they're gonna go with it. But that's all I have. Thanks for having us to chat. Please hit that thumbs up, and I look forward to see what you're saying.
Right.
What do y'all think?
Yeah,
What do y'all think if all of a sudden Ben Simmons camp makes it known he wants to come to New York?
Well,
see, right now he's being quiet. We haven't heard anything because he don't have control. But let's say, you know how they do this.
Yeah, the back channels.
The agent leaks out. Ben Simmons prefers New York Knicks. Suppose that happens.
Well, I'll say this though. It hasn't happened, but I do recall Brian Windhorst on ESPN saying that he's heard through the grapevine that Ben Simmons would love to be a Knick.
Yeah, I heard that also. Yep.
Yeah, so I think it's out there that Ben Simmons would like to come to the Knicks if it's possible. But if Ben Simmons puts that pressure on the Sixers, then it's gonna come to a point where it's like, they might have to accept less from us to make it happen. But here's the thing though, because Fritz pointed out earlier, but I just want to dive a bit deeper into it. There's a reason why the Sixers are holding on so much to Ben Simmons and then not letting Ben Simmons get his way. And that's because he's in the first year of like a 4-year big contract, and the NBA does not want to set a precedent where players can just sign a contract and within that first year they want out.
Yeah.
So it's like the Sixers front office is trying to side with the NBA and be like, we're not going to set this precedent because you're going to have other players in the future sign big ass contracts and be like within the first year, all of a sudden this is happening. I want out of this big contract that I just signed with you guys. So you have to take that into account as well. Like that's why for Simmons to even get out of Philly, it's going to take a whole lot to get him out of there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know because you can only get what the market dictates you're going to get.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they could ask for the world, but what are people really willing to part with? So let's go team by team. Is New Orleans going to give up Brandon Ingram? That's a maybe. The Lakers are willing to probably give up Westbrook, but does Philly want Westbrook? I doubt it.
That.
The Portland Trailblazers have already made it known they're not putting Damian Lillard in a trade, so that's off the table.
I still think
and now
CJ is
you're
a play,
talking about,
yo. I still think CJ.
Huh?
I feel like CJ McCollum is still in play.
Yeah, but I mean, so far I'm talking about what we've heard.
Right.
Philly's not interested. So then you got, to me, the best so they just go to Minnesota. Anthony Edwards is not being dealt, and neither is Cat. They'll probably be willing to part with D'Angelo Russell, but Philly don't want them. They got Maxey already, so that's not happening. So now you're talking about Indiana, and I see Indiana now because I see Sabonis as a perfect fit, and if you throw a Karis LeVert in there, now you got either going to bring LeVert off the bench or you're going to bring Seth Curry off the bench. Either way, you're in good shape. I can see that being a fit. That's to me the only way. And then it's a matter of your draft picks at that point. So to me, it's Indiana and New York are the only places. That's what I'm saying. If Ben Simmons was to say, "Dang, I really don't want to go to Indiana," if he was to just put that out there, that would put a lot of pressure on everybody. Because now Indiana's got to decide that. Do we want a guy that's questionable mentally that doesn't even want to be here?
Yeah, I think Pacers are definitely in there for reasons that we kind of discussed. Sabonis and LeVert, I feel like might be something that those guys would be interested in. But I also feel like CJ McCollum, I feel like Portland is at a crossroads right now where they feel like they have to make a move. And I think I've heard Dame say he wouldn't mind playing with Ben. Correct me if I'm wrong. Have you heard that, Ryan?
Yeah.
But that was earlier this summer. Recently. The most recent news in the last 5 days has been Portland is saying he's off the table, and he's saying I'm not looking for a trade.
Right. But I don't know. I still feel like with the way Portland is playing, they're kind of forced to try to make a move at this point. And they've been talking about maybe separating Dame and CJ for a long time. And if they're definitive in Dame staying, I think they might think about moving CJ.
I don't think Portland has a problem trading C.J. McCollum. I don't think Philly wants him.
But the issue with CJ McCollum now is because he's hurt right now. He has a collapsed lung, and they don't know.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you have to think about that issue as well. So
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's done. That's
done. So you don't even know when CJ McCollum's going to be better enough to play.
No, I think it's ending up being Indiana or New York. I think it's going to end up being one of those. And not only that, the reason I'm very doubtful even on Indiana is because the whole reason that they were talking about trading, which has been recent, Miles Turner, Karis LeVert, and Sabonis, because they're trying to start over. They're trying to blow it up.
Yeah.
So I don't see why they would bring in a Ben Simmons. But you have to take them into consideration because they were one of the teams that were listed. So maybe they make an exception. If we can get Ben Simmons, we don't have to blow it up. Maybe that's what they're thinking. But I don't know. To me, it's us in Indiana.
It makes sense to me because he's still young enough where you can build around, and he's like kind of legitimate. Like people see him as a star. So it makes sense. It makes sense to me why they would do it. To me, in my eyes.
Any guy that could guard all 5 positions, get you 10 rebounds, get you double-digit assists, even if he can't shoot a lick, I think this guy, and he's 6'10" and can handle the rock. He's a point guard. I'm not throwing Ben Simmons out of bed. There's no way. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yo, salute to the chat, man. If you're liking the conversation hit the like and subscribe button. We do post games as well, and we also talk about big Knicks news that come out. So if you like the show, please hit that like button. Please hit the subscribe button, and check us for the next post game show, which will be tomorrow. Knicks versus Golden State Warriors. Okay.
But I forgot about that collapsed lung thing though.
Yeah, I forgot about that too. Oh, man. Next caller up. Let us know what your name is and where you are from.
Yes. Buddha Ninja from the Bronx.
What's going on?
A very prestigious Knick panel. Nice to really talk to some very intellectual brothers that know the game, man. Long-time Knick fans from the days of Ray Williams and Michael Ray Richardson.
Okay. Sugar Ray.
Hey, I'm going to keep it real. The New York Knicks always pride themselves of having a backcourt. Well, we all know the history of the backcourts with the Walt Frazier's and the Willis Reeds, and, we know that. Now, let me just say something. Just vision this. Ben Simmons on the New York Knicks, 6'10", 240-pound point guard that runs the floor. In terms of athleticism and an athlete, when was the last time you seen a 6'10", 6'9" point guard run the floor? Let me remind you of Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons is not Magic Johnson in terms of the way he played. But see, what Ben Simmons brings, not only the 3-time All-Star, he will bring credibility and he will bring a defensive backcourt that will be superior. Why? At 6'10" at point, and you got RJ Barrett at the 2 at 6'7". Then you got Obi Top. Can you imagine Ben Simmons flying up and down the court with his speed and Obi Toppin at the same time? Listen, Julius Randle, being a point forward who likes to bring up the ball because that's his personality, you put Ben Simmons in that position that can handle the rock, that can see the floor, that can space the floor. He don't have to shoot the 3. He could penetrate and collapse the inside and guess what? Kick it out. You got Quickly, he can kick it out too. You got Burke, he can kick it out too. Shoot. Even Barrett can shoot the 3. I mean, he has 3-point shooters all around him. You just need one guy to come into that Knick offense and it'll change the entire complexion because he's not going to hold the ball. He's not selfish. He's a pass-first kind of guy. He penetrates. He goes to the basket. He's like a poor man's version of a what's the brother over in Chicago? Levine, without the jump shot. Yeah. He's like Levine without the jump shot.
I like the Magic comparison. I like the Magic because Magic couldn't shoot.
I wouldn't say Levine, but I the Magic.
Magic is a more,
Magic could not shoot when he
Penny Hardaway. I see Penny Hardaway.
No, but Magic couldn't shoot when he. All I'm saying is Magic could not shoot when he came in the league.
Magic could not shoot the ball.
5 or 6 years to develop a jump.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did Magic attempt the shot?
Huh? But what Magic did though, he penetrated and kicked the ball out. And he couldn't kick it out, he'll slam it. He flushes the ball. He's a pass-first, defensive-minded guy who's perfect for Tom Thibodeau's system. If you see the way the stars are lining up.
You get me excited.
You got to forget about the psychological stuff going on in Philly with the media and his attitude. Listen, whatever went on in that locker room between him and his coaches, they disrespected that man. And that man said, I ain't having it. And yes, you're right. After the playoff game last year, he said, I ain't playing for this team no more. He said that. I saw that. So you bring him over to the bright lights of New York City, And let me tell you something. With the young crew, he's 25. The majority of the Knicks is 25 and younger. He'll be with a young crew of people that his age group, his age peer, and he will bring that seasoned veteran young point guard power that the Knicks need because he's not selfish. Julius Randle walking up the court, bringing up the ball. And then what ends up happening is when Julius Randle brings up the ball, the defenses know that, hey, listen, let's collapse in the middle because he's on the outside. Julius needs to be down low, asking for the rebound or posting people up. He don't post up anybody anymore. He wants to stay on the outside, shoot the three, act like he's a point guard or point two, and he's not that. So guess what? Ship him out. Bring Ben Simmons in. I'll give him a first 2-round pick. I'll give up. I don't want to do that. But if Kemba wants to go, he can go. If Fournier wants to go, he can go too. Because I'm telling you right now, with Grimes, and don't forget McBride. McBride is like a Gary Payton. He'll pick your pocket if you give him a chance. We have enough young pieces to keep with the New York Knicks and build around Ben Simmons. And guess what? The first 2-round draft picks we got, it's going to take more years to develop whoever's coming out. I don't see anyone coming in the next 2 years that we're going to say, hey, we're going to hold on our first-round picks. No. Give up some pimply face high Ben Simmons in. Get Ben Simmons in there, and you're going to see the difference because he's going to open the doors for everybody else. He's going to unlock Toppin. He's going to unlock Mitchell Robinson. He's going to unlock the threes that's all around him, and he plays defense. Come on, man.
Is there a mic drop? I got to get this guy a mic drop. Wait. Let me give him a pin drop. There going, man. They just I'm
going to hit the gunshot for real. I'm going to hit the gunshot for real.
I appreciate it. I've been following you guys, man, and it's so good to see you guys come together as a group. Family plays together, stays together. I'll be watching you guys. Roland Russell from the Bronx. I hope to hear you guys in the future, man. Give me your opinion on my thoughts, man. Thank you so much.
All right, man.
All right, man. Thank you.
Y'all know my spot. I'm with that. I'm with everything you said. I'm completely with. BX represent.
Yes,
Go ahead.
sir. We talked about our thoughts enough to death, so you already know what I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
he know my thoughts.
Yeah, man. Like
I'm not going to front, though, because, I mean, I've been thinking about it, but he made me thinking about it again. Ben Simmons on the break. You got Obi on the wing.
Oh, my God.
Waiting for the ball.
Oh, my God. And you know how Obi can float down the floor before anybody? Oh, my God.
And then pick and roll with Mitch, and Mitch actually getting allowed to finish at the rim and things like that.
Oh, my gosh. Don't do it. And opening up the floor for RJ. RJ with NBA space. Please.
NBA space. No, you know what. We great call though. I love the energy.
Oh, that was
all good points though. Like all the good points, all the things that come with Ben Simmons, he's absolutely right about. He comes with the defense. He comes with the playmaking. The break is going to be great. He's going to find our guys. For all that stuff, absolutely comes with Ben Simmons, and that's a top pivotal guy.
I mean, what y'all think? To me, right? If we were to get Ben, let's just say it's a straight up for the sake of argument, it's Ben Simmons for Julius Randle. So you just plug Ben Simmons in that starting lineup, right? Maybe you take out Nerlens as well, but you plug in Ben Simmons in there. We top 4 or 5 in the East right there, man. Right there.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, I guess my thing is like, all right, we just have somebody would have to develop into being a closer. We would have to change out a center to a shooting center, and we would have to. So I think those things would have to be done, and then we have to hope the attitude or whatever was happening when Jimmy Butler was there doesn't happen when he comes to the New York Knicks. If he's asked not to close, you know what I'm saying? Because we have to hope all those things go correctly. But nonetheless, Ben Simmons is a great talent. I think we'll be fine regardless, Fritz. But you can put the next caller in. Next caller, let us know what your name is and where you're from. I did not expect the show to be this long. I'm not even gonna hold you.
What's going on, fellas? My name's Tom from Chicago.
What's going on?
All right. What's good?
Chi-Town in the building. What's up?
I just had a few things. One, I honestly don't see the Knicks doing a straight-up trade for Julius Randle for Ben Simmons at all. And I say that because he just re-signed. He already, gave them a good, solid deal for the deal that he got. And if they do trade him, what does that put around the league? As the Knicks is already this organization with a terrible owner. So now you trade him after you just signed. He just signed this exclusive contract, I would say, and now you trade him for Ben Simmons. You're getting a start back, but what does that say to other players around the league? As in, like, he looked out for y'all, but then y'all trade him once, the beginning of your season ain't going right. I mean, you got a lot of bad pieces with the Knicks. Like, don't get me wrong. Julius Randle had a good year that we didn't see coming. But it's hard to play a small forward in RJ Barrett and Julius Randle. They both left-handed, and neither one of them are good at going to their right hand. So that your offense is already in the trouble as it is right there. Bringing Ben Simmons to the team would help, especially with RJ's game, if anything. But I see them possibly trying to do a three-way trade, as in if they had to trade Randle, I don't think he would go to Philly, because how would that work with him with Philly? And that'd be too stagnant with Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris. I don't see that working at all.
Yeah. I don't know, because Julius can shoot the three. He'd be the third option, because Embiid's the first option, and Embiid could definitely shoot the three. The floor would still be opened up. I don't think that would create much of a problem.
Yeah, but I think he does have a point though, because I think Randle and Tobias Harris would clash though.
Yeah,
why? I mean, why would they clash? Tell me, because I can't see why they would clash. Neither of them demands to stay. I mean, Tobias is a slasher. He's not going to stay. He's more like a RJ, and now, but the number one option would be neither of them. It'd be Embiid, and then after Embiid, it's Curry. So I don't know. I don't see that as I don't see that. If you're trying to tell me that Randle would go there as the number one option, I agree with him. That'd be a problem. But you got Embiid and you got a dead-eye shooter in Curry out there, and Maxey can shoot the ball. I mean, I don't know. I don't see a big problem with that.
I say it hurts them, because now you bringing another dominant ball handler onto the court. So now those touches lose from your point guard, who is Maxey, of course. And now, how is your offense being set up? So now you have three big men.
Well, no, he wouldn't be ball dominant on Philly though, because he couldn't be. He'd be the third option. He's not going to be able to be ball. That's what I'm saying. He would not be able to do what he's doing in New York.
Right, and I agree. That's the reason why I said the trade wouldn't work with them, because now you take he's only as good as he can. I believe he had the good year that he had last year. It's like, look who was they starting backcourt. You had Alfred Payton and you have Bullocks, who they're not getting over 10 points a game, neither one of them. And now you put in Fournier, who's shooting the ball probably 12, 13 times. And when Kimber was there starting, he was getting 8 to 12 shots. Neither one of those guys are getting those shots off now, and so now it's just difficult.
I hear what you're saying. I just don't. I think it's a different atmosphere if he goes to Philly, because he's not the man. He's not even the second fiddle. He's third fiddle.
Okay.
He'd actually be the third highest paid player on that team, because he'd be Embiid,
which is true,
and Harris, and then him. But Seth Curry is number two option. Seth Curry is number two option. So I don't know. I just think I don't think it would be the same dynamic in Philly as it is in New York.
Yeah, the only. Oh yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off. I think the only thing that I would say with the Tobias Harris and Randle thing is because I feel like if you have Embiid and you have two guys who are like they're hybrid, but they're hybrid 3-4s, right?
Yep.
I think I would rather a spot up shooter to go besides either Embiid and Randle and Embiid and Harris. I don't know about having Embiid, Randle, and Harris together, where
I feel you on
where Harris sometimes he'll slash to the basket and the ball will be in his hand and he'll try to score, and then you have Randle who also will try to when he gets the ball to penetrate as well. And I think I would rather a spot up shooter there paired with Embiid and Harris or Embiid and Randle rather than those three together.
I would say.
So wait, you saying spot up shooter? Who are you thinking about?
Tobias there, and maybe it was either third team for Randle or Randle off the bench for Philly. That's the only way.
So who you think? What I'm saying, and if they're trading Ben Simmons, who's the spot up shooter that they're getting? That's what I just want to know.
Well, maybe not even.
Huh?
Yeah.
I remember before. I mean, he's probably too. Covington was a nice spot up shooter when they had him. I don't know how they let him.
Yeah, I don't know why they traded him. That was a dumb move.
That would have been a nice 3-and-D spot up shooter. That really would have been a good move. But I'm not sure if he'll work with them now. But yeah, I also heard.
Yeah, you're right about that. That Covington would have been a good. They should have never traded him, but they did. That was a dumb move.
Go on. What were you saying?
Also, I heard you guys speaking about it earlier about the C.J. McCollum trade for, even I know CJ is out, but do you keep Seth Curry in that case? Because no, they're not. Their game is somewhat similar. I mean, I know Curry's more of a shooter, but why would you trade for McCollum when you have Seth Curry unless you plan on trading Curry as well?
Not only that, you got to trade Doc's son, and I don't think
exactly.
He's
Exactly.
not doing that. He's not doing that. So
Exactly.
I think the Portland deal is out, but I'm seeing in Indiana or New York, and I'm just wondering. Okay, I'm just going with your logic. If the spot up shooter, the only one we have that we would trade is Evan Fournier. I mean but I don't think Philly does that. I wouldn't do that. I mean, just for Evan Fournier, you have to give me Evan Fournier, Kevin Knox. You got to give me Evan Fournier, Kevin Knox. I'd be asking for some young talent plus picks. I would ask for RJ in Utah, and I'd say no if they ask for RJ, but I would give him Evan Fournier, Kevin Knox, Kemba Walker. I don't know.
I would just say, I mean, Seth Curry is nice, but I feel like a healthy CJ is better than Seth Curry in my eyes.
A healthy CJ.
Definitely.
And that's why you would. That's why you would do it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's not healthy now, so.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking in my head. I guess if he was to do that, it would be like for the future, if anything. Like, or maybe you feel like he's going to get better and come back and kill next season, I guess. But you don't have time
the best ability, baby, is the availability, and he's not available.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we won like for 200. Let's go.
Yeah.
We got 200?
We got 200.
Bust those shots. We got 200 likes in the chat, man.
Ding, 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 ding.
Man, shout out to everybody rocking in the chat. Shout out for Pete, Heck, Rizzo, Hulk. There's a whole bunch of names I've never even seen before. Shout out to all you guys. James Harris, 007 Angelo, my boy Rodney Santa. I ain't ever seen you before. Everybody who's rocking with the show, thank you for the 200 likes.
I wonder what Philly fans, feel about this. Like, what would they want?
Yeah, I need to hit in some Philly tracks. They want.
Yeah.
Who do they want? They probably want the big dogs.
Because from what I saw so far, they're pretty high on Randle.
Are they? Interesting.
Yeah, and I'm surprised at that. I mean, I guess you see everybody hate their own player. They hate Ben Simmons and they're high on Randle.
You see, that's because they're watching clips from last season. They haven't watched them this season. That's why.
Sometimes people leave New York and have better years. That kind of happens sometimes. So
sell them the used car with last year's highlights.
Do you guys think that it doesn't put bad press around the league with him being traded after he just re-signed this contract? It's not like he's just playing just.
Well, there's exceptions, though. There's exceptions. So, for example, you're right. I agree with you what you said in terms of you just signed him, so you want to keep him. But if you're telling me, let's just take the name of the player out. You're getting a player that was a 3-time All-Star, an All-NBA player, all-defense player, and he's only 25. I think that'd be the exception where you'd make the trade.
I'll give you that. That I can give you. Yeah, I can give you definitely. You're right on that one.
It's funny, man. My mental is like he averaged 15 points a game. He's getting paid $40 million. I get it. He does everything else right. Yeah, I get it. I get it. But I would like a closer for $40 million. But I get he makes the team better. But you have to find that somewhere else for sure. And when you find that somewhere else, you have to pay that man too.
I think he's a triple-double machine, man. And to me, he's not a triple-double machine like Westbrook that hogs the ball. He really legit makes everybody better around him.
Yeah, I agree. And thank you for your call. I think we got one more caller left in the chat. Right, Fit? So definitely thank you for your call, man. Please don't be afraid to call back again and talk some Knicks with us.
We get a lot of calls tonight, JL.
Ben Simmons brings it out of people, man. You were on Knicks Twitter. It was a war out. It was a bloodbath.
Bloodbath today.
Yeah, it was talking everything. Everybody was dying. It was talking about mamas. It was crazy. All right. Last caller up. Let us know what your name is, where you're from. And Fritz, I know there's 4 minutes left. I think even if the time runs out, I think we'll still be fine. But we'll find out right now. All right. Last caller up. Let us know your name and where you're from.
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
What's going on?
Hey, man.
What's up?
What's good? It's Sue from Queens. I got a couple of questions, a couple of ideas. Philly wants a top 25 player. Randle's a top 25 player?
Nope.
He's better than Sabonis, B.I.?
Sabonis is having a better year this year.
Yeah. The Indiana deal is more intriguing if I'm, Philly. But, so you throw Sabonis and Karis LeVert together, then, that's pretty formidable. They just got to come up with some picks. But to me, as far as players, Sabonis and Karis LeVert, to me, as far as around the NBA, everything everybody's offering, that's the best thing I think they would get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we do have Indiana be beat with picks though, because I did check Indiana's picks, and they basically have a bunch of first and like they'll basically have their own first round and own second round picks for the next few years. So we definitely got them beat in the picks department.
Yeah, I think of the teams that are really serious contenders for this talent, I think we're the best. We're in the best position as far as picks of all of them. Maybe Absolutely. New Orleans because they got a boatload of picks, I think, for Anthony Davis.
Yep.
But outside of that, and I don't think they're going to trade Ingram with Zion questionable in terms of when he's coming back. I think they keep Ingram. So I'm saying we got, as far as picks of teams that are really in the running, I think the Knicks are the best because we could give them 3 first rounders and 3 second rounders, and guess what? That's not going to mess with us at all.
Oh, you know what I heard? I think Spurs fans want? They might want DeJounte Murray.
Ooh.
I think that's who they want. I think they want DeJounte.
Wait, well, for the Spurs, would the Spurs trade DeJounte Murray for Ben Simmons?
I don't think they would.
I don't think they would. The money is just
Right.
It doesn't. I mean, unless you really think, unless Ben Simmons is really going to take you to the top of the West, I don't know about that. Maybe because you know who's killing down there off the bench for them, man. Devin Vassell.
Well, yeah.
All right.
Well, I mean, Obi's coming on, so that don't matter.
Yeah.
Wait, hold up, guys. I think we forgot we got a call on the line though. We forgot.
Okay, sorry. Next question, Cole. I'm sorry, we get into our own tangent.
What's it called? We need a shooting 5, right? How many picks do we have to throw in for Simmons? Because I got a shooting 5 in mind that I'd want. That I don't think it would take a lot to get.
So I'm thinking the shooting 5 that everybody's talking about is Miles Turner. I mean, that's what everybody's talking about. So to me, I'm looking at Miles Turner and Mitchell Robinson, and we got to throw in the money because Mitchell, unless it's a sign and trade, you got to throw in some money. So that would be, to me, pretty much a straight-up trade with no picks involved, and maybe you throw in Evan Fournier with that just to make the money work because I think Turner makes $20 million, and Mitch, the most he's going to probably get is probably 12, so you got to throw in another $8 million or something. But maybe Mitch and Kevin for Turner, but I don't see that being too much of a deal. I mean, unless you got somebody else in mind. Who else you got in mind for the stretch 5?
Mo Bamba,
the Kentucky boy.
Mo
Kentucky.
Carl Anthony Towns, New York, New Jersey kid.
I don't know if Minnesota's gonna give him up though. Yeah, I don't know if Minnesota's gonna give him up.
That's why Philly wants him. Philly wants him, and they're not giving him up.
They're doing too good right now.
Cat and Embiid together, I don't think would work. They don't like each other. They're not boys.
Yeah, but I'm just saying Philly's not. Philly asking for him, but Minnesota's not giving him up. Philly looking at him and Edwards because the money. You got to remember the money's got to work.
Right, man. Roar, remember when you killed me last in the summer for wanting to trade Knox for Mo Bamba? Remember?
Yeah, because I was still hoping for my man Knox, man. But now it's a different situation this year. I mean, last year I would still say the same thing because I was hoping that Knox would break through in the rotation, but he didn't.
I was like, there's no way. I was like, there's too many people in front of him. And now Mo Bamba's out here balling. He's like number 2 in the league in blocks, and he's hitting his threes now.
Mo Bamba's balling, man.
Yeah, man.
Orlando's got a problem because they got to find time for Bamba. And what's the other kid they got there from Duke? From Chicago?
Wendell Carter Jr.
Wendell Carter Jr. is playing ball, and now they got Jonathan Isaac coming back. So I don't know what they're going to do. Then they got the two Wagner boys, which are both balling. So somebody's going to be expendable.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure how realistic it is to get him anymore because I know his value is up now that he's actually balling. But, I mean, if it's not Miles Turner, I would pick it because, him and Knox, they started in the league around the same time. So both of their contracts, both of their contracts will be up at the same time too. So
yeah, I think that's an even trade.
I don't know if it's still an even trade.
No, it is.
Kevin Knox Knox has only played like a game.
But Knox's potential is still there. The 18 points shows you what he could do. So I'm thinking, and he's from Florida, so I mean I can see that, but. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really in a hurry. I'm not really looking for the center right now. To me, we get Ben Simmons. Yeah, you want to stretch 5 that can shoot, definitely. But I'm not worried about that as much right now. I mean, because you know what? Because I secretly in love with Mitch Rob. I ain't giving up Mitch Rob.
That's what it is. I'm definitely am. If we get Ben Simmons, I can't see how he would survive without a stretch 5. I can't.
Yeah, but I want Mitch Rob for the second unit, man.
That's fine. You get Mo Bamba start Mitch in the second unit.
Yeah, let's get more Bamba to start. Let's do that.
But I don't know. Mitch might be going. I don't even know, man. Because
I know Kevin's got one foot out the door anyway. They haven't been playing him, and he's been working his tail off. So and teams have inquired about him. I could see a Kevin Knox from Mo Bamba straight up. I could see that.
I can't see it.
I'm just saying because the money works. It's the same. Yeah, they're playing Mo Bamba more, but that doesn't mean like if you play Kevin those minutes right now, he wouldn't produce the same thing.
Yeah, Kevin would have to ball out for like 2 weeks straight.
But anyway, they wouldn't. Why would they want Kevin anyway? They got all of those guys across the front line. I mean, they got two Wagner, they got Jonathan Isaac, they got Wendell Carter Jr. They got a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Why would they want Kevin?
I was thinking about the 3, but whatever. That's fine.
Oh, Kevin at the 3?
That's what I was thinking, but
Is he going to start over the Wagner kid that they just drafted in the lottery?
No. All right.
I mean, he come up. Maybe he's in the rotation though. Maybe he's in the rotation.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry, caller. What do you have? Anything else? Do you have anything else to say or questions?
Nah, I really think we could go get Cat, man. He's been on the Timberwolves for what, 5-6 years now? I definitely think Cat.
Yeah, but how are you going to do that with the money though? The money doesn't work.
That's what I said with the pick. Oh, well,
you got to get the money to work. Cat's doing $30 million a year.
So
what are you going to do? Who are you sending out there? Who you
can't
sending
give
out
up
there?
Fournier in the. Can't give up Fournier in the Randle contract.
You might have
the Simmons
a point
one.
here. Are you saying? Let me ask you a question. Are you saying you want Simmons with Cat or Simmons?
No, I want both of them.
Okay, you want both. Okay, so if we send out, let's say we got Simmons, we'd have to be giving up Randle, right? So now you got to have some money to fit $30 million. I don't know how that works.
Why would the Timberwolves give up Cat at this point when they're actually playing like?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to give him up.
There's no
They
way
want an
right
all-star in return. Now they might do it for Randle, but then you can't get Simmons. So I don't know.
There's no.
You kind of pick one or the other. I think we're gonna because Simmons is available. Cat officially is not. So I'm thinking we're gonna we probably could get one or the other. I don't think we can get both of them.
Yeah, I don't see.
You don't think 3 first rounders, 4 first rounders?
It's got to be the money's got to be there though. Yeah, you can give them the first round picks,
So
but that doesn't make up the money.
We don't send Fournier or Kemba to Philly. We send them to Minnesota. That's
all right.
what.
So let's say you send Fournier, that's $18 million. You send Kevin, that's 27. That would do it if they would take those two. I mean, that would do it if they would take.
And
those
then
two.
another a filler or two.
That would do it if they took those two. Let's say you send Samanchik with Kemba and Evan Fournier, and a couple first rounds. Maybe they do. I don't know.
I feel like they're in the mix.
I can't see Minnesota taking that trade though. That's
I can't. If I'm Minnesota, I'm telling you to go to hell on that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know about that at all. I'm sorry.
They got to build around Edwards. They got to get Cat out of there. I
think they like Cat though. I think they'd rather get rid of D'Angelo Russell, but they're not going to be able to do
Russell,
that. They'd rather get rid of D'Angelo Russell. But I don't think so. Yeah, as much as, like you said, Cat from the area, Cat Kentucky, it was like that, for real. But
it's a dream scenario right there.
Yeah, but it also, I think it's like, it's literally a pipe dream, really. But I don't think we can get that. Yeah.
Thanks for calling, man. Salute to you, man.
I appreciate y'all.
All right. Going through all the callers. Shout out to everybody who's rocking with the show, man.
Shout out.
Man, thank you for everybody who called in. Thank you for everybody who followed us. Thank you
for
real. Subscribe to the channel.
Did you get another super chat?
Yes,
I didn't see it?
I'm definitely getting to that. And shout out to 007 Angelo. Sends a $10 super chat. Says, you guys aren't concerned at all with Simmons never even tried developing his game for 5 seasons. Tibbs and Doc are friends. I bet Tibbs wanted no part of a player that refused to work on his game. 007 Angelo, I'm definitely concerned about that. I mentioned.
I'm not.
I am.
I'm not concerned.
I'm not concerned. You know why I'm not
concerned about it?
Like Doc Rivers never told Ben Simmons they never had a fat MVP. He had to tell Embiid that though. He ain't tell Ben Simmons that because Ben Simmons comes to camp in shape. Now, whereas working on his game, well, I don't know. I'm not buying it. He's 25. I think he'll be all right.
That's a concern for me. I feel like he's rested on his talent and like he had all this time. Everybody knows he needs to get better shooting. Even he knows he needs to get better shooting, and he still hasn't taken shots in the game. That it worries me. It does.
I think it's more of a mental block, if anything.
It's a mental thing, man.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I don't know what it's going to take for him to get out of that mental block, whether it's the Knicks or anybody up there, if they could find something where they take him to a sports psychologist and they can unlock whatever it is that's blocking him from taking shots in the game, I think Ben Simmons would be fine. I'm not worried about that.
I think he's taking counseling now. I read that today. He's taking counseling now. But
I feel like that was a thing to.
I gotta feel like that Tibbs and them are going to do, Leon and them are going to do serious due diligence, man. Before they bring him on board.
I feel like that counseling thing was just so he didn't have to show up in camp. He's
like,
that's all that was. That was like
that could be, but still, it's a smart move, ain't it?
That's like telling your mom I'm sick and I can't go to school today. That's what that was.
Right.
That boy fine. He ain't nothing wrong with that boy.
I agree with you. I ain't gonna put it. It does sound like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But he did. I'm just saying. I'm not putting none of that on him because he told them early, I don't want to come back here. I'm done here. And they just kept, playing chicken with him. And now he's like, okay, I'm not showing up. Then he decided to show up because, okay, I don't want to make too bad. I'll show up. But then I'll go and take counseling, so I can't show up. But, I mean, he told them point blank he didn't want to play. I heard they went out to L.A. and talked to him face to face, and he told Doc point blank, I'm not playing for you no more. Period.
Yeah, I heard the team was about to go over there and talk to him. And he told the team not to show up.
He said, don't come. I'm not coming back. So, I mean, to me, it's not like he just decided this. He decided at the end of the last season. He's like, I'm done. I'm not coming back here.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, another super chat. Yo, shout out to Tony Curry since a $5 super chat and a little gift. Cute little gift. Shout out to you, Tony.
Yeah.
No, I think he's telling us we're drinking Kool-Aid.
He's like, you drunk out here with these.
Y'all drinking the Kool-Aid.
Exactly. Definitely drinking the Kool-Aid. Y'all drunk.
Oh, man.
Player analysis. All right, man. That is our show. Went way longer than I thought it was. I thought it was going to be like an hour show or something, or like 30 minutes or something.
Hot topic, man. Hot topic.
That's a fact. But y'all really cared about this topic for sure. Oh, man. All right, man. Raw. Let them know where they can find you, Raw.
Raw Hebrew Remnant on YouTube. Raw Hebrew Remnant on Twitter. Easy.
Raw Hebrew Remnant on. Hold on. I had the wrong. Do I have your? Hold on. Raw Hebrew Remnant on YouTube. Raw Hebrew Remnant on Twitter. All right. Shout out to you, Raw. Ryan, where can they find you, sir?
You can find me on Instagram as Sir G is Chillin'.
Sir G is Chillin'.
That's SIRG is CHILLIN. You can also find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT.
All right. You already know you can find us, man. Find us on Twitter at the KOT Show. You can find us on Instagram. Find us on Instagram. If you don't even know, I'm trying to really promote this Instagram because we like 100 away from 10K followers on Instagram.
What?
Yeah. So you're trying to get the little swipe up thing. So really, if you love us, for real, follow us on Instagram, all right? And please, as well, hit that like and subscribe button so you can get the and hit that notification bell as well, too, so you get to know when the next show is coming up. We will be back tomorrow talking about Knicks, Golden State Warriors, and hopefully it won't be a shellacking. And Grimes
hopefully it won't be a bloodbath.
Yeah. Grimes going to drop 50 tomorrow. That's my prediction. All right?
Facts.
All right, man. That is our show. And, guys, as always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here, all right, in Knicks Nation. Wait, do you get another super chat? Hold that phone, Jay Ellis. Michael Parker sends a super chat at the buzzer. right before I ended the stream. $5 super chat that says salute, fellas. Shout out to you, my guy, Michael Parker. Great show, guys. Shout out to Jimmy, Rich Jim, Jimmy UCLA, Soulfinger, everybody else rocking with the show. And as always, once again,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here, all right? That is our show. We are out of here. Peace.
Peace.